blues is absolutely beautiful, but how did you arrive there?
I just went for a value, and I know that blue and orange look good together.
Okay.
So as long as I do my light, medium, and dark on this, it will translate the same way. And I just happen to like the blue with the orange. I think it just tells a nice story. They work well together. I'm going to get this a little bit lighter now, so that the pot, I'm trying to get up to the edge now. Get very much more exacting. This is the table. That's the wall. And I'm just going to kind of get in here like that. And everything's dark. I like this side, but I'm still not up against it. But I'll let the two of them run together. I'll end up with a little bit of green, and that doesn't bother me either. Because when I work with these, it's just, I allow for a lot of, I'm not looking for perfect marks. I'm looking for that free, loose type of art.
You got it. It has a very free feel to it. It's nice.
It's not laborious.
No.
And it builds up pretty fast. And what's nice is I like working with an impasto, so it really passes as a really nice
So tell everyone what an impasto is again.
Is thick paint. Just think of the word paste, and it's a. So when I try to get the students to memorize it, I give like cues, and one of the cues is impasto. Think paste. Paste is thick and it leaves lumpy stuff. So I've got nice texture of the oils. So it's definitely not like a smooth oil painting at all. It's more, it almost looks like a palette knife painting, different times that I've done it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this in the shadow because that's an analogous color. An analogous color is a different shade of the same color. So if I'm saying that this cloth is this color, which it isn't, but I'm saying it is, then it has to be in the shadow as well.
Totally.
And that's an analogous color. I always liken it to if you're standing on the grass in the summer and the sun's out and the grass is green, your shadow isn't black, it's dark green. And that's a description of analogous.
Nice.
So the other thing I want to do is play up the light source. So I know that there's, oopsie, so that's dirty. I'm going to wipe the blue off so I don't get that into my yellow.
Save that nub. Those precious little pieces.
Yep.
People are like, why don't you just throw those out? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, this is called Dick Blick didn't send my oil bars in time.
It's all his fault.
No, it's not.
So hey, I'm trying to help you out here.
I also want to show you, if I want to smooth this out, I usually don't work this way, but I want the viewer to understand that you can use a brush.
Oh, nice.
And a little bit of turpentine, like I showed earlier. And if I wanted to make this smooth.
Absolutely.
And get a little tighter, look, you can just smooth it out this way. I want to be in keeping with the rest of the piece, though. I wouldn't want to make this totally smooth and have the piece lumpy. It wouldn't look unified. It would look like two different styles.
Yeah, look unfinished.
But this allows me to get in a little tighter, make this be a little more accurate, I feel. A little bit like that.
Nice.
So if the bar doesn't push in the way you want, you can play around a little bit with it. You can use your oil painting brush. And I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Nice.
And I'm going to leave those marks. I'm also going to make some lines of direction towards us. That gives us, almost points us at the...
directs the eye.
Directs the eye. Thank you, Joan.
That's
I like when you help me when I'm trying to work and talk. I'm just going to clean the brush up, and I'm going to tighten this edge up now. I want to clean it up a little bit. And that's easier said than done, because again, this is a real chubby tip. So I just want to kind of try to snuggle up in there a little bit, get this a little bit better, and kind of drag that up. And I feel okay about this.
Nice.
I feel like, all right, we're all right with that. A little detail here. So I'm going to go back in and just work up these flowers now. I'm going to keep hitting the black, so you're going to notice color slide back into the flowers, and that's not a concern.
She just
Not
like
a
throwing
concern to me.
everything around
Thank you,
today. That's okay. There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
I wanted you to see how many times you can drop things and have them be okay.
And how to drop them correctly so that you don't have to repaint the whole thing. Because that
So,
looked like
I
it
said
survived.
Some black is going to pull back in. There's a couple of things I can do. Like I love
nice.
the slurpy, slimy look that it's getting. And it's actually helping me build the shape of the flowers. And it's allowing the undercolors that I put in to show. Now, if I go up there and pull down, it's going to be a lot darker than I want. This is where I'm a little more diligent. I'll come up and wipe.
And we're wiping because the color is accumulating on the oil.
And I don't want to pull the black back in that much on this one.
There you go.
It's going to happen anyhow. But the more I wipe it, the more I can build this up. Eventually, I can push so much and get a whole bunch on here that I can just pull it out lightly.
So you just let it all build up in one spot and then you just kind of redirecting it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, terpenoid. Are you using real terpenoid, odorless terps?
Oh, that terp is, it's just paint thinner.
Okay.
Just a regular paint thinner. I'm going to get this brighter in a few areas. I'm going to get this one brighter in a few areas.
Very nice.
And the sky has a little bit too, so we'll go in there, picking up orange. But I don't mind, there's some orange in it too. The drops.
Well, this is a first time for that. See, you don't usually throw them around, but today you did it twice,
That's
so
right.
you got it out of your system now.
You think? And this one I'm not using the white with because this is in shadow. I want to keep it looking that way. When I build these up, look, I'm putting a back row on. And then I'm just going to make a shorter row in front, which is the fun of these. Because look, I can kind of make the flower look deeper. And that's just a few little extra pushes. And the flower gets some depth to it. Same with this.
So your values, you have your 3 values.
That's
in there.
right.
Nice.
I feel like, okay, that's pretty nice there. I'm going to get this green worked up a little. So I want to get some yellow on it. And this is where, you know, you'll see why you really can't get too detailed. I'm going to turn that into more of a leaf like this because I like the shape.
Oh, nice.
And I think it will help that little area. And I may splash a little bit of green in here. So I'm going to put yellow first. And then I'm going to push some of the green in. This green would be dark because it's in shadow. And I'm going to let that just fade into the dark. And this I'm going to use to help the orange pop. And I'm going to outline the little petals of that flower. Bring that flower back down some more. And hang it over this. Kind of, I'm going to use a little bit of sienna in there. Give this a little bit of depth. Yep. And just go back with the yellow. and play around a little bit so it's a suggestion rather than polka dots.
And that gives it a little, the
Yeah, little
petals
something to-
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
And get a little more of that green amped up. And I'm going to put the yellow, the orange flowers on. So the orange flowers are pretty built up. Yellow, orange is comprised of yellow and red. So I'm going to use yellow as my sliding mixing color. And I'm just going to go back and forth on this the same way I did with those. I'm not worried about hitting the black, at least here. Look at that. See how that fans out?
Nice. Yep.
And that's because I put the undercolors on.
There's a lot of layers. You're
That's
saying
right.
undercolors. There's a lot of under layers of paint.
It's what I had on there.
Yeah.
Those,
Yeah.
so those are spreading really well.
Nice.
I want a couple of little bright ones, so I'll just push a lot in one area. This, I definitely want to brighten that up there. Got to be careful. See that blue pulling back in.
Mm-hmm. And so to fix it, you're going over with the yellow and cleaning off the crayon.
That's right, yep.
Okay, so I think learning how to fix them is almost very important because students panic. They go,
Yeah.
oh my God, you know.
Yep,
You
it
say,
really
yeah,
is
yeah.
important to
It is.
see someone correct it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've got all this, like a yucky color in there right now. So I'll just build up a lot of the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put some more red on it because I'm working towards orange. And I'm going to put it in the shape like the flower. I'll probably do this. And I'll probably put some there again. Maybe a little bit down under here.
Nice, nice.
And when I look, I see some over here. And then, look at, I'm just going to lightly. So now I'm not pushing it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just touching it very,
Very
lightly.
nice, very nice. So
And
that
that's gonna
actually is a
add-
fix. That looks a whole
Yep.
lot different.
Yep.
Nice. And you know, when you start throwing work around the studio, time flies when you're having fun. So you're at the 45-minute
Oh,
mark.
Thank you.
Already, honey.
Yeah, all right.
Like I said, you start whipping stuff around, having too much fun.
Well, this is it. I mean, I'm pretty much, I'm not going to do much more with it.
Yeah,
I've told the story I
Mhm.
wanted to tell, I feel.
yeah.
I've got my light, medium, and dark on there.
And I like the corrections, and I like the freedom of it.
It is.
I
It's
like
really
the texture.
fun.
There's a lot of texture on those flowers. Without a lot of detail, there's a lot of texture.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And then I'll put the light on so you can see a little bit better how it worked out. I'm just going with the rough part of the pasta, of the oil bar, and just making a few critical stripes.
Nice.
And then that's about it.
Nice, nice, nice.
You might just amp up my orange a little more, clean it up. This one's particularly dirty. That's where I might come in when it's dry
Mm-hmm.
and just put a little chunk of that clean over there because I feel as though it needs it.
Yeah, that's always the case. You know, you let it rest for a while, then you go back and look at it and say, okay, I need a little bit
What's
more
it
here,
need?
and you
Yeah.
go there.
So I
Absolutely.
put the light on.
Oh, we're going to be in the lights. She's had us in the dark this whole time. Ah, let there be light.
Should I drop it
Nice.
for you again?
Can you whip it across the room one more time?
So there it is.
Nice.
Of course, I will be critiquing it.
Yep, and send us a picture when it's done,
I will.
and we can add it to what we have here.
And if you'd like, you can show the viewers the other two.
I would
have
love
there
to
are the
do
three,
that.
actually.
You're not like going to throw them
This
at me
is
or
the,
anything, are you?
I also want you to see my hands because you may want to wear gloves.
Oh,
The
yeah,
oil
yeah.
paint is on my skin. It's not good to have pigment on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like wearing gloves.
You don't actually
But
either.
you might want to wear
Yeah,
gloves for this.
especially if you're sensitive to
Oh, yeah.
things.
So this is an oil bar study of some
Nice.
hydrangeas. You can see the thickness, and I might have went in when it was dry and popped some lights back in. So there's that. And
Very
then,
nice.
I've got a couple more that are up. These sunflowers are a combination of oil bar and oil paint.
Oh,
So you can see
okay,
some brush
nice.
strokes down here and on the pot. But I use the bar to
This
make
is the brush strokes down here.
Yep.
Okay, and then the bars
The
to do the
bars made the
flowers.
paste up there for the
Okay.
flowers. You see the
Nice.
thickness. And the top one was my first oil bar.
Uh-huh.
I threw some
Nice.
beets on the table, and that's on illustration board. And
So do you have a favorite illustration board, canvas,
I like 'em
canvas
all.
board?
Don't.
Anything she can paint
Don't, I
on.
like 'em all.
Anything she can paint on. We have all kinds of cool stuff in this room.
There is a lot of stuff.
There's a
in here.
lot of stuff in here. So many of you have seen her other tutorials and have seen me pan around this room. But I'm going to do it again for those who have not, because this is a piece of artwork itself.
There's a lot going on in
There's a
here.
lot going on in this very creative room. And you can feel it too. You can feel the creativity in the air. It's nice. Okay, now
And I finished.
we're not going to ask her about this disembodied head at all.
Well, it's probably just as well.
Just as well. I mean, you know, what does she do in her off time?
Look at
Don't
this.
ask.
There's the other part. And we got a bunch of fingers on a paper cutter here, which that could
Oh
be
my gosh.
troublesome.
Yeah, yes, I love it. I love
this
it.
got finished this summer, so this is finally
This, look at
done. Got
this.
the
Oh,
stripes
nice,
on
nice.
my grandson's shorts.
No way.
Plaid, rather.
Love it, love it.
And his nice
So
dirty
medium,
socks.
medium,
This is acrylic.
acrylics. Nice.
18 by 24.
Yeah, it's a biggie. It's a bigger
Yeah,
one.
it's a good size.
Very nice. So are these student
And it's called
student
Kicking
works
It.
on the bottom?
Not
That one?
that is, and that is. This
Yeah,
girl's
that's
in
what
the
I'm
8th
thinking.
grade.
Nice.
This is an adult who just started
Nice.
this.
Very
This girl
nice.
is doing a college prep concentration.
Oh, nice.
So that's a mixed media. One of my students just finished a really nice pastel, Brady, and that's a beautiful.
Oh my
I
God, that
love
is,
that.
that's gorgeous. I am
Yeah.
a little closer because there's a lot of stuff in the background. Nice.
And
Beautiful.
You know, lots of
Lots of
different stuff.
looks like anime.
It is, yeah. I guess it's some character that I don't know.
Here's another disembodied
there's all
something
sorts
floating around in this
sorts of
room.
stuff. Lots of reference material.
Lots of reference. Oh, I see a
This is
teddy
all these
bear.
are-
And no skin would be complete without the ceiling. This is a ceiling.
That's the Salon de Refuse.
The who?
The Salon de Refuse. The
La
Salon
Refuse.
of Refused.
The refused
Paintings.
paintings.
Look at this.
But look at, oh, ashes of problems, student. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I
That's my
love that. I need one of those. And of course, the swing attached to the ceiling. There's a big swing in here. So every time I come in, I go swinging on it.
Yep.
Very nice, very nice. As usual, it's always an adventure. And we are super, super thankful to Susan Kneeland.
Thank you for joining me today.
You are very welcome. And this kind of gives you an idea to her personality right here.
Putting up with my thrills and spills.
Yeah, and throwing artwork at me. Okay, Miss Kneeland, how can people get in touch with you if they want to?
You can go on my webpage, which is www.susankneeland.com, and you could email me at kneelandfinearts@aol.com.
She has lots of work for sale. I think you do commissions.
I do
pieces,
commissions. I'm on a commission right now.
I know students, you have a list, a waiting list.
I do.
Because she's very popular.
Thank you. Yes,
You're
I have
welcome.
a waiting list, but
Yes.
it's good to get on it. Sometimes somebody gets put in even though there's a waiting list because some people in the list can't take the
Can't take the class.
day I
It
have
creates an
availability.
opening.
So don't get disheartened.
Don't get disheartened.
And
Okay,
I
and
teach
we,
age 8 to adult and all levels from
Nice.
beginner.
she's still
to
throwing
professional.
stuff on the floor, look.
What'd you say?
Nothing, I ain't saying anything. Okay,
Well, I hope you enjoyed.
loved
oil
it,
bars.
loved it.
I will definitely be going back into that and really working up the colors on that because after a while, like any oil painting, it just gets
They dry.
a little.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
not so much. Well, yeah, it's gonna dry.
They kind of,
But it gets a little muddy. If I keep working on it, the timing was good because if I kept working,
yeah,
I'll start making mud, which is when you run opposite colors together when
Sure.
you're painting.
sure, but that looks awesome. And so we want to thank you. And before we both go, let's let them know that we are part of the Greater Haverhill Arts Association. otherwise known as the GHAA, and we have lots of artists. Our membership is over 100 people.
Yeah, it's really picked
And
up.
yeah, it's really
It's
picked
a good
up.
organization, lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
And even during COVID, we had some
I was just going to say
opportunities.
that during COVID, we've had to like stretch ourselves. So we've done an online art exhibit and sale. And I think in the future, there's talk about interviewing artists and showcasing them if they would like to do that.
Yeah.
So even though, there's not a lot of contact, it's still a very busy association.
organization. It
And they're
is.
very member oriented, which
Yes,
is the
they
cool
are.
part.
Yes.
Okay, so Greater Haverhill, let's see, HaverhillArtsAssociation.org if you want to get on the website for the GHAA. Membership forms are there. If you're not an artist, you can become a sponsor of the arts because we can always use all that good stuff too. So we want to thank everyone, and especially you, Miss Susan.
And thank you, Joan, for
You're
your work and
so
dedication to
welcome.
the association.
Thank you,
Joan's
darling.
our treasurer.
That's right. I got the money, honey. Watch out.
Thank you, Joni.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.